the Fisherman's Cup, the 1908 one, how long was that? Where was it?
In Wallaroo Bay.
Oh, so within the bay?
Yeah. That was my grandfather, Ben Sims, that won the cup.
Oh, right.
Yeah, with a smaller boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a little 22-footer, and they used to have a lot of opposition come from Cowell and Port Augusta even, all around, and they had the races here at Wallaroo Bay, and my grandfather used to win just about all of them. And he won that cup. That's going to be in the Maritime Museum there at Wallaroo.
Yeah, well, where he mentions about 1908, you know, being the year that his grandfather Ben won the cup, how we stumbled across this is one of the local historians at the local Wallaroo Nautical Museum actually discovered a newspaper article that goes back to 1908, and I've got a copy of it here, and it quotes that the York Peninsula Annual Regatta was held at Wallaroo on New Year's Day. Special trains from Gladstone and Hamley Bridge brought large numbers of passengers, and several hundred persons travelled by the Investigator, Euro, Mermaid and Cadell from Port Perry, Port Germain and Moonta Bay. There was the usual contingent by the local railway service from Moonta, Kadina and Wallaroo mines. The surrounding district added largely to the crowd, which was estimated at 18,000 people on New Year's Day in 1908. So it's amazing, you know. I can't imagine what event we would put on today that would attract 18,000 people.
A boat race.
Perhaps we should. And it goes on to say, long before the regatta program commenced, every available spot on the hill, under the jetty and along the beach was occupied. And if you go into the Prince Edward Hotel in Wallaroo, there's a large photograph up on the wall of ladies in their bonnets with their umbrellas and their long flowing frocks standing down on the rocks underneath the jetty at Wallaroo, and you know, all getting these vantage points, you know, to watch this sailing race. So it was an amazing thing, in fact, that it was the centre of entertainment and social interaction for the whole community for miles around. And it's an extraordinary thing that you probably don't see, and we may never see ever again.
So how many years did they run the cup?
Well, every year they had races here in Wallaroo and Moonta. They used to even put their little boats ashore and paint them with black lead to make them slide through, because it's very slimy stuff, see? And yeah, after the racing, well, they'd have to go ashore again, scrub that off and paint them with proper paint.
You wouldn't do that today.
But that's just to help them make the boat, allow the boat to go through the water easier.
So it's pretty serious.
Oh, it was.
How many people would turn up to watch?
Oh, the place would be, all the jetties and all the foreshores would be full of people. All old vehicles, like my grandfather had a Maxwell, and that type of vehicle, you know, all over the foreshore. Yeah.
And what sort of prestige came with the cup?
Oh, well, I won the cup. Yeah, that was the prestige, but the cup itself, one of the tea, I think it was Lipton's Tea, donated the cup. Yeah, but it's more than just a cup, it's a cup with all sorts of gear to go with it, you know.
Old Ben won it the last time, or he won it enough times to keep it?
Yeah, he won it enough times to keep it. Yeah.
Your grandfather, did he, old Ben, he partied pretty hard after winning those cups?
They all did.
Yeah.
They all did. All of us. Well,
So he partied no harder than anyone else?
that's right.
Except he was the winner, so maybe a bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where did the cup sit in his house?
It was a beautiful, cabinet, and all those things, all those cups was all put on there, all shiny, and you know, on a good display, you know, with a good background.
So they had pride of place.
Yeah, they did. And people would come in and he'd say to them, come up and have a look at the cups and bring a drink with you, you know. Yeah.
To tie it all in together, Ben Simms's Alice won the race for boats not exceeding 23 feet overall, the fisherman's race, and the race for boats not exceeding 30 feet overall. So he actually won 2 races on the day with the boat, the Alice. And I guess in those days they didn't have a lot of spare money, so they didn't have like the work boat and the speed boat or the recreational boat. They made entertainment out of what they had, and which was the working vessel. So it was actually a fishing boat race, and it had to be a working fishing boat.